Have you ever stopped to think about the irony in today's world? Despite having more ways to communicate than ever before, we seem to understand each other less and less. It's a paradox that, while technology promises to bring us closer, it often drives us further apart. But what if I told you the solution to this growing divide isn't found in some cutting-edge innovation or the latest gadget, but in an ancient philosophy? A philosophy that's been around for thousands of years and can still help us navigate the complexities of modern life. Enter Stoicism. Yes, that ancient school of thought that dates all the way back to the 3rd century BC. While it may seem like an unlikely candidate, Stoicism could hold the answers to creating a more compassionate, understanding, and connected world. Imagine living in a society where instead of reacting impulsively, we took a moment to respond thoughtfully. Where, instead of rushing to judgment, we approached every conversation with a genuine desire to understand. The Stoics, such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, had this wisdom long before technology existed. They taught us something profound. It's not the events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Think about it. The misunderstandings, the conflicts, and the frustrations we face every day all stem from how we perceive the world around us. Stoicism invites us to look beyond the surface, to question our immediate reactions, and to approach situations with curiosity instead of hostility. What if we applied this to the world we live in today? We're constantly bombarded with judgments and opinions, but Stoicism reminds us that every situation has its nuances. Just like Marcus Aurelius said, everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. In the rush of life, it's easy to forget that truth isn't always absolute. It's shaped by our experiences, emotions, and perceptions. This ancient wisdom can help us break free from binary thinking, which often leads us to see things as either right or wrong, good or bad. Life is much more complex than that, and embracing the shades of gray is where the real wisdom lies. Stoicism doesn't just teach us to endure life's challenges. It teaches us to understand and interpret our experiences without being swept up by extreme emotions. Seneca famously said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The emotional responses we have often make our problems seem much bigger than they really are. When we learn to manage those reactions, we see things more clearly, reducing unnecessary stress and conflict. The core of Stoic thought is simple but powerful. It's not what happens to us, but how we respond to it that matters. This approach isn't just about enduring hardships. It's about responding with purpose and clarity, without letting our emotions or external circumstances dictate our actions. It's about finding peace in the midst of chaos and seeing the interconnectedness of all things, just as Marcus Aurelius did in his meditations. By shifting away from the need to choose sides in debates or fall into the trap of binary thinking, we can begin to appreciate life's complexities. Life's challenges aren't black or white. They're filled with opportunities for growth, balance, and deeper understanding. The Stoics believed in embracing both emotion and logic, seeing them not as opposing forces, but as complementary tools for navigating the ups and downs of life. So next time you're faced with a decision or a conflict, take a moment to reflect. Can you find the middle path? Can you embrace both sides of the equation without rushing to a judgment? The Stoic way of thinking encourages us to do just that. It helps us move beyond the surface and engage with life on a deeper, more thoughtful level. By adopting these ancient principles, we can transform our modern lives, cultivating more compassion, understanding, and resilience. And in a world that often feels divided, isn't that exactly what we need? In the richness and complexity of life, we grow more tolerant, open-minded, and understanding. We become better equipped to navigate the contradictions and challenges that life inevitably brings our way. So, the next time you catch yourself thinking in black and white terms, take a moment to pause and ask yourself if there might be a middle ground, a nuanced perspective that combines both sides of the equation. By doing so, you're not just finding answers, you're unlocking doors to new perspectives, deeper understanding, and ultimately, a more enlightened way of living. It's in the gray areas of life that true beauty and wisdom often reside. Every idea or belief we encounter contains a kernel of truth, but it's never the full picture. Think about it. Every coin has two sides, just like every argument has its complexities. The Stoics understood this well. They didn't just seek to argue opposing ideas, they sought to truly understand them, knowing that growth and wisdom lie in embracing different viewpoints. It's a bit like how light and darkness complement each other. Without darkness, how would we appreciate the beauty of light? Or how silence makes sound more meaningful, and vice versa. This isn't about sitting on the fence and avoiding decisions, far from it. It's about actively engaging with different perspectives, listening deeply, and using that insight to form a richer, more nuanced understanding of the world. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." He's reminding us that our reality is shaped by our perceptions, and those perceptions are only part of the whole story. When you adopt this mindset, it's like opening the door to a much bigger room. You begin to realize that wisdom is often hidden in the most unexpected places. Life isn't about proving who's right or wrong. It's about understanding that every perspective has something valuable to offer, something we can learn from. The Stoics believed that this openness was key to living a life of virtue and wisdom. By recognizing the value in opposing ideas, we're not just gaining knowledge, we're transforming our character. We become more open-minded, more empathetic, and ultimately more resilient. And this approach is incredibly relevant today. In a world where we're often pushed to pick sides, label ourselves, and see things in stark contrast, right versus wrong, good versus bad, the Stoic approach encourages us to take a step back and see the bigger picture. It's about balance, understanding that there's often truth on both sides of an argument, and that wisdom emerges from this recognition. So, the next time you encounter a belief or idea that challenges your own, take a Stoic approach. Ask yourself, what truth does this perspective hold? How does it complement or challenge my own views? It's not about agreeing with everything. It's about being open to the idea that there's value in differences. Through this, you'll not only gain a deeper understanding of the world, but also of yourself. This Stoic lesson is as powerful today as it was thousands of years ago. Binary thinking, seeing the world as either black or white, limits our potential. It's like wearing blinders that restrict both our vision and our ability to grow. It's like living in a small room, unaware of the vast world outside. The Stoics, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, were masters of self-reflection. They knew the power of observing our thoughts and resisting the urge to quickly categorize and judge. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This wisdom speaks to the importance of listening and reflecting, especially in complex situations. When we pause and reflect, we begin to see the nuances that are often missed when we rush to judgment. This is not indecision or passivity. It's about giving ourselves the space to understand things more fully. When we take the time to reflect, we start to appreciate the complexity and beauty of life that lies beyond surface judgments. By breaking free from binary thinking, we open ourselves to new experiences, ideas, and perspectives. This Stoic practice of reflection leads to a richer, more fulfilling life. It helps us grow in empathy, adaptability, and connection with the world around us. Marcus Aurelius captured this idea beautifully. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. When we expand our perceptions, we experience the world in a more vibrant, nuanced way. So the next time you find yourself trapped in a binary mindset, take a step back. Ask yourself, am I seeing the whole picture? Is there another way to look at this? This simple shift in perspective can unlock deeper understanding, not just about the world, but about yourself. It brings you closer to that Stoic ideal of living a well-examined life, one full of growth, understanding, and true happiness. In essence, the Stoics teach us to embrace the middle ground, the space between extremes. In this middle ground lies wisdom, insight, and a deeper connection to the world. So the next time you find yourself choosing between two sides, remember, the truth is often found in the spectrum between. It's in this space that the most meaningful solutions to life's challenges emerge. Just like light and dark, silence and sound, all things in life are interconnected, and it's by embracing these connections that we truly grow. Our perception of events isn't set in stone. It can range from negative to positive, depending on our judgments and beliefs. This understanding empowers us to see that our first impression of a situation is just the beginning, not the end of the story. Imagine facing a setback, like being passed over for a promotion. Initially, you might feel disappointed or even angry, but by adopting a more flexible mindset, you can explore a wider range of perspectives. Maybe this setback frees up time for personal growth or offers a chance to reassess your career path. This is the essence of what Stoic philosopher Epictetus meant when he said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This way of thinking invites us to reconsider our knee-jerk reactions and seek a more balanced understanding of life's events. It frees us from rigid, black and white thinking and helps us navigate life's ups and downs with more grace, resilience, and wisdom. The next time you find yourself reacting strongly to a situation, ask yourself, is there another way to look at this? This approach doesn't mean denying your initial feelings. It's about exploring them more deeply, allowing you to respond with greater insight. It's about embracing the complexity of life and acknowledging that things are rarely as straightforward as they first appear. This mindset lets us see that every cloud has a silver lining, and every silver lining has its cloud, and that's perfectly okay. Imagine plotting your thoughts and emotions on a graph. One axis could represent your emotional responses, ranging from negative to positive, while the other shows the intensity of these emotions. Charting your reactions in this way gives you a bird's-eye view of your mental landscape. You begin to see patterns and gain insight into how your thoughts and feelings interact. This visualization reflects the Stoic pursuit of balance and harmony. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus understood that our thoughts and emotions could either disrupt our peace of mind or contribute to our well-being. By mapping out our emotional responses, we can identify areas of imbalance and make adjustments, such as challenging overly negative thoughts or enhancing positive experiences. This isn't about suppressing emotions or controlling your thoughts. It's about understanding them, working with them, and finding a harmonious way to navigate life. It's about aligning your thoughts and emotions with your values and goals, moving closer to the Stoic ideal of virtue. Taking this even further, Stoicism invites us to practice multivariable thinking, considering our values, emotions, and logic all at once. This helps us navigate life's complexities with grace and wisdom. It's about integrating our beliefs, feelings, and rational thoughts, just as the Stoics did. They didn't view these as separate. They saw them as interconnected and influencing each other. This holistic perspective is especially powerful when making big decisions, like a career change or a major life move. It encourages you to consider not just the immediate pros and cons, but how the choice aligns with your values, affects you emotionally, and impacts your long-term goals. It's about seeing the full picture and making decisions that resonate with your entire being. The journey of Stoicism is about continuous growth, embracing life's complexities, and finding fulfillment amid challenges. It teaches us that true resilience isn't about never falling, but about learning to rise each time we do. By adopting this mindset, we can navigate life with courage, wisdom, and grace. So, next time you face a difficult situation, remember the Stoic way. Challenge your first impressions, explore different perspectives, and look for a balanced approach. Life is full of complexity and ambiguity, but with this mindset, you can find meaning, growth, and joy in every step of your journey.